I asked for a seltzer.
They can hear me. And the audience can hear you, Jack. For some reason, they can't see you. Hold on, is that on my end? Why can't they see you?
Oh, wait. Wait, I gotta double check. Let me look.
He
It
was,
almost sounded like a song.
he was right beside me a second ago. Oh, there he is. He's being
Let me see. Oh, I didn't. Then I don't know what it is for.
being a sneaky little lalafell. But welcome, folks.
I don't know why it happened then.
Technology. We can never understand them. They're like women.
Technology.
Welcome, folks, to episode 182 of the HAC 82. Wait, no. You're right, Jack. You're right, Jack. Thank you. 192.
I was like, oh man, I must be wrong then.
I'm the generally beautiful and as shown Moranicak.
And I am your gullible VTuber, Jack. I almost went like, oh, okay, well, you're the boss.
I'm the boss of keeping the episode count. I gotta keep up the canon. But what happens when I fail to keep up the canon?
That's obviously what it's a reboot from last time.
Exactly. Hey, Dr. Crow. No appearance of Alex and Millie. That's only on Jack's Twitch. But I can say hi for them for you. Nah.
Oh, that reminds me. I need to turn on my rewards from last time.
And also, hello Ghetto. And folks, we have a full course of announcements we have for this evening. And so I don't want to actually waste too much time because it is a lot of stuff to go through, a lot of stuff to talk about. And yes, it is going to be very Capcom focused, fighting game focused, and just in general, games of yesteryear. Excuse me. Not only, and of course we will be looking at, because I haven't seen it. I purposely avoided all day, but we're gonna actually also watch the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie trailer that I am very excited for, and finally it is out there in the wild, so we can see what we have to look forward to this coming December. And Dr. Crow. I'm not a doctor. Dr. Crow, he's got jokes in the chat as he always does. I got a joke for you. Caw. There you go, good sir. All right.
Someone translate that from British to English.
All right, but first, Dr. Crow's fusion, huh? Oh yeah, if Crow and I did fuse, we would be Dr. Hack, wouldn't we?
That Hack gets his doctorate. Let's go.
Yes, and in that form, Dr. Crow will finally read more than one book. But all right, I don't want to waste too many time, so let's go ahead and jump straight to the topics of this evening, and we're gonna start with things we can go relatively quickly to the stuff that's gonna have the most meat in them. And also, Get has another fusion name, so this is where we do the Patar earrings, Dr. Crack.
Dr. Crack.
Yeah, so we're Dr. Hack if we do the fusion dance, but we do Patar earrings, we're Dr. Crack.
Damn.
Beautiful.
Hitting an all-time low for Hack.
It's more like an all-time high.
I see. I see what you did there.
See, I'm channeling already Dr. Crow's personality into that pun. I'm channeling his energy, his power level. But that's right. I almost forgot. I gotta share you the video because the first thing we're gonna do again. We're gonna start from I don't want to say least important, but I want rather say stuff that we can get through quickly, then to the more stuff we can discuss near the end. So the first thing on the docket, and of course, Jack, I am going to send you a link so we can watch the video together. Is we're gonna take a look at the new Castlevania collection that was announced during Nintendo's Direct. Now, I would say I unfortunately did not catch the whole 40+ minute Direct because I was at work. But I caught the things that mattered to me, I should say. So
you didn't miss out much.
So I do apologize if there's anything more obscure that is not getting a much attention. But with that said, I have the trailer up and going. Let me go and switch scenes. And Jack, let me know when you're ready and we can watch this trailer for Castlevania Dominus collection.
I'm ready.
Here we go in 3, 2, 1, play.
Dominus.
That loud on my end. So a quick pause here. So for those who do not know, these particular Castlevania games are actually the DS era of Castlevania. From left to right, you have Portrait of Ruin, Order of Ecclesia, and Dawn of Sorrow to the far right. If I am correct, the Dawn of Sorrow is the first DS Castlevania game, followed by Portrait of Ruin, with Order of Ecclesia being the last mainline Castlevania game in the Castlevania canon before it was rebooted into the Lords of Shadows game. That's what I understand. I could be incorrect, but these are essentially the latest Castlevania games in the timeline. So, for context, Jack, these games they don't take place in the medieval setting or Dark Ages. No, these takes far away into the future.
Gotcha.
Let's see. And Shadow has says in the chat, guess he won't be looking at the Tokimeki Memorial release trailer. I only learned today what that is, and I have no reverence or honestly care. I'm ambivalent and indifferent to it, so we won't be checking that out, unfortunately. Let's continue on with the trailer. In 3, 2, 1, play. So a quick pause there. Actually, if you noticed while the gameplay was showing, it is your Castlevania gameplay, but it took me a second to realize that on the right side of the screen, that's the bottom of the DS screen that you would normally see. So I think, because of the DS's weird aspect ratio, I think they found a clever way to make sure that both Claire can see both screens at the same time. Of course, with that being said, it does kind of make the game look a little funky, almost like an old PC game, or like an old PC game, where in those days the UI covered like 50% of the screen, and the actual game was like always in a smaller window. This is the vibes it gives me, just not as ludicrous as that. But hey, it's a creative solution, especially since these were originally DS games. Well, let's keep moving on. Jack, what's your time?
49 seconds.
Oh dang, you're slightly ahead. All right, I'm right where you are, and motorcycles. And drive a motorcycle to fight Dracula. All right, Press and play in 3, 2, 1, play.
How do you summon a volcano?
Magic. That's an ugly looking thing.
I actually like these monster designs.
Yeah, pretty unique. And a quick pause here before they go into the bonus game they're going to show off. I actually do want to confess something, Jack. I actually do own, somehow, some way, I forget. I actually do own a copy of Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, the first Castlevania DS game. But I don't just own like the game card. I have the proper box and the game, and I've had it all these years. And I am sad to say, I have not made any time to actually play it.
Really?
Collecting does. It's horrible. It's horrible. This is why I like Castlevania, but I can't bring myself to call me a true Castlevania fan, because good lord, as cool as those games are, sometimes trying to play them, it makes it be like, man, I'm not cut out for this series. I'm really not. And also, hello, Johnny. Just hold the phone. Shadow has for a second. We'll get to there, Johnny. Hold your horses. We'll get there. Or hold your horsepower. Whichever one works. We'll get there. Right now, we're going to go through all of this stuff first. But yeah, I have Dawn of Sorrow. And I should probably actually play it like sooner than later before something happens to my copy. Alright, I'm at 1:30 seconds, Jack. Let's go ahead and try to see if we can finish off this trailer here.
Alright.
Alright, play it in 3, 2, 1, play.
Man, the one thing I was always so confused with these games is that the hearts are not health.
Oh yeah. As always, just a funny thing.
That's a weird way of doing it. Ooh, quick saves.
Can't forget the gallery. Oh, and the music. What's a Castlevania game without the music?
Oh, Midas.
And it's available now. Oh wow, I didn't know it was available now. That was coming up.
Oh, purchase it right now. Do it right now. Spend your money.
Not until Friday. And that's the end of the trailer. I legitimately, Jack, I think it's time for me to make up for not playing the Castlevania games, because confession time, ladies and gentlemen. Even though I know so much about Castlevania, and I have watched other people talk about that series to death, especially the Angry Video Game Nerd, I have only ever truly played one Castlevania game. Only one. And that is Super Castlevania 4 for the Super Nintendo, and I played that through the Wii's Virtual Console. That is the only Castlevania game I actually legitimately played. I never played the NES games. I never played Symphony of the Night. I never played Rondo of Blood. I wasn't aware of the Game Boy Advance games till much later. Same thing with the DS games. In fact, I was aware of Order of Ecclesia, but I wasn't sold on it at the time, just because I wasn't that well versed into Castlevania. And I never played any of the Lords of Shadows games. I think the only way to make this, to put salt in my wound, if of all ironies, if I would have said, "Oh, but I played Castlevania Judgment," which is the Castlevania fighting game for the Nintendo Wii, the infamous fighting game for the Nintendo Wii. Although I would like to own that, just to own it and maybe play through it a few times, because that's one of those janky fighting games that's just fun to mess around with. I have not played Judgment, Ghetto. Don't hold your hammers. I have not played Judgment. I would love to. If I could find a copy or buy one, I would love to play Judgment and own it in my collection. But yeah, I have not.
Throw less hammers.
I know a lot of Castlevania lore, but I never really played those games. So, make of that what you will. But I think it's time for me to make up for that, especially since, Jack, this makes the third Castlevania collection, because you have the anniversary collection, which collects all the NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, and even Game Boy games. You have the Advance collection, which collects all the Game Boy Advance games. You have this one for the DS stuff, and I believe there's also re-releases for Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood. So I gotta play those one of these days. And if I really, really want to be a true hardcore Castlevania fan, maybe one day I would like to play Castlevania Legacy of Darkness for the Nintendo 64. The infamous, Nintendo 64 Castlevania games. Oh.
All I know is that Castlevania has been very busy with a lot of things. I mean, I've been seeing it everywhere at this point.
It definitely has, which is why I have no excuse. Johnny says, everyone just play Symphony of the Night anyway. Beat that and most people will let you off the hook. No, if I want to come as a fan, I gotta play more than just Symphony of the Night. And besides, to be perfectly honest, I'd rather be a Belmont than play as Alucard. I'm just saying. I want to whip my enemies.
He wants to whip a Nene.
Want to whip it good.
Oh.
I went there. Anyways, just want to show that. So if you're a Castlevania fan, you should do yourself a favor and get this collection, especially if you never play any of the DS games, which, from what I understand, are basically like Symphony of the Night with a lot more quality of life improvements. Johnny says,
if you're a real Castlevania fan, you need to buy the Dead by Daylight collab DLC, and that's it. Even though you don't play Dead by Daylight a lot.
Oh no, wait, hold on. I lied. Mm-hmm. I have played 2 Castlevania games in my life. Super Castlevania 4, and I forget I played this, and Castlevania Lords of Shadow Mirrors of Fate, which is a 3DS spin-off game of the Lords and Shadow series.
Seems like you always play a lot of spin-offs.
I only play that because, number one, it was a 3DS game, and back when the 3DS was out, any new game was something to play. And as well, it was also a brand new Castlevania game that actually played like Castlevania. The Lords of Shadows games, which is basically like the reboot games, they play more like God of War. They didn't have any actual, they did have Castlevania stuff in them, but not in terms of gameplay. But Mirrors of Fate actually was like a Castlevania game, and that was unique about it was you get to play as 3 characters. You get to play as Simon Belmont, the goat, Trevor Belmont, he's cool, and Alucard, he's there.
So, Johnny, why are you also shaming me? I never claimed I was a Castlevania fan.
No, he's shaming us for the whip puns we made.
Oh.
continue to shame us for that because it was shameless. Like, there we go. 2 Castlevania games. There you go. All right, let's move on from castles and vampires and albino boys, and let's actually check out something that we didn't look over. Something that we didn't look over last week, just because we were just wanted to play some Tekken, and that would be the actual trailer for Terry. I actually never got to properly seen it, so we won't talk a lot about it because I just want to see it just to see it, and even see him in action. Because surprisingly enough, I have not seen what Terry actually looks like in action for his upcoming release on Street Fighter 6. So I send you the trailer, Jack.
Whenever you're ready.
It's Sarah. If you missed your albino boys, just play Castlevania. You have no excuse now. You can play all the major games on any system or console or PC you have. You have no excuse now. Back then you had an excuse because Konami didn't even release those games a lot. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, play it in 3, 2, 1, play.
This is gonna be fun. I'm still on a journey. Come get some. Traveling to new places, experiencing new things, meeting new faces, having good fights. Fight, drink, eat, sleep, repeat. Seriously, it's a good life. I'll pick up the check.
Pause a second.
I'm pausing.
All right, I'm buying. Where's my wallet? I gotta buy him now. Also, it's so weird to hear proper English Terry. It's a little weird. I'll get used to it, but it's a little weird to be like, oh, that's right, he is American. He's supposed to speak proper English and not just canned phrases.
Hey, come on! I forgot how. I don't know how you do it.
Hey, come on, like that.
There you go.
You okay? And also, one thing a lot of KOF and SNK fans on Twitter or X have been highlighting is that this stage, I believe this is for Terry, has so many references to Fatal Fury, to KOF. You can even see it here on this screenshot. I can see Joe Higurashi just standing right there. I can see Duck King. Wait, I believe that's Duck King wailing on the guitar. And let's see, anyone else? We'll probably see more, but just from here, Joe and Duck King, and it's probably deeper reference to Fatal Fury games, which unfortunately I have not played, just due to the fact that I don't know if I can play the Fatal Fury games. I probably can. Just gotta actually look for them. Let's continue on. I'm at 40 seconds, Jack.
All right.
Playing in 3, 2, 1, play.
Come on, get ready.
They choose Ken for this.
Hey, come on.
There you go.
Yeah.
He said the thing.
Power
He said
wave!
the thing.
Yeah! He looks beautiful, Jack. He looks beautiful.
We are seeing live action of Hack going from a grappler to an actual character.
Ah, shut up. Shut up. Oh. It's so beautiful, Jack. It's so beautiful.
Damn, that was a bad whiff. Why did Luke do that?
Oh my god.
Now, where to tomorrow?
I have no words. Enough said. Enough said. I don't have to say anymore. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. And I recognize so many of not just the main special moves he had, but some of the more normal attacks. I think the drive impact, I believe that's like one of his. What was it? Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Was his drive impact his top attack that he had in Galore? I don't think so. It looks familiar. I think it's one of the unique attacks he has from KOF. At least the animation looks like that. But enough said. I mean, I was already gonna buy him anyways, but this just solidified it more. And even though early previews of the character, he looked a little funky, I guess, but I think that's just because of the lighting engine. Of way sometimes looks in certain camera angles, he looks older than he's supposed to be. But on that trailer, he looked beautiful. Beautiful man, beautiful soul. I can't wait to use him to beat up other people. It's amazing. Jack, do you have any thoughts to add?
He is definitely a character that I'm willing to try out, if not main as well. That I first need to go and work my stuff with Ed, but my god, Ed's complicated. Oddly enough.
Well, you know what? Terra will be less complicated, which means I will love to see him when he comes out just dominate the meta, and he just immediately becomes the best character in the game. Then that will be funny for me, because then that will be 2 games in which Terry was added, and then he just completely destroyed the balance. Hopefully for Street Fighter 6, and the last time he did that was for Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, he's just a menace anywhere he goes.
Exactly, which is so ironic because he's like the most chillest guy you can ever be with. And like, funny enough, when we think about it, it's like one of the few video game characters in which he actually does play video games. Like, can you think of it? Like, can you think of any a video game character who likes to play video games?
Wasn't Luke one of them?
That's right. Oh yeah, Luke. He likes PC games, so he's one of those PC elitists.
That's right. It's me, Luke, from the streets.
He goes on these mercenary missions so he can afford another graphics card. That's a funny image to me. Killing all these.
I gotta pay my 4080.
I gotta go to war so I can buff up my PC in 3 months. Oh man, and yeah, I did see that ghetto. So there's a lot more footage came out, but in the character select for Terry, you can see him actually playing a Neo Geo arcade machine.
Oh, he's an elitist in a different way.
Yeah, it's like he plays games the old school way, right there with the big old machines. He puts a quarter in, like how games supposed to, and then he gets ripped off because he's playing a Neo Geo game, and those games were unfairly balanced to steal your money. All right, so we're getting into the big stuff, and we're gonna keep going with the Capcom roller coaster that we have set ourselves in. I'm gonna send you the video, Jack, of a brand new announcement that was made during Nintendo Direct. History repeated itself, and in just about a month. Because, good lord, I saw a post on X that kind of put things in perspective. Because, Jack, for the longest time, a lot of Capcom fans were always under the impression that Capcom didn't care for their older fighting or arcade games. And for a good while, that probably was true, especially when Capcom left the arcade market and put all their resources into consoles. You know, there was less, let's make other games that's not just Street Fighter. Let's put our sources in Monster Hunter and Resident Evil and stuff like that, which, from a business perspective, makes sense. You know, those are the money makers, and that's what you're gonna put your resources and your manpower to. But Capcom has such a varied and long-lasting legacy of arcade games that, for the longest time, those games have only been in some zeitgeist, in the minds of fighting game fans and arcade fans. They've been in their memories for years because they've done the legwork of the emulation, or of keeping those machines operating, or even trying to even work at Capcom and somehow persuade the company themselves to re-release these games. Like with Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, got that online edition. The Marvel vs. Capcom Origins, when Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was ported to the 360 and PS3, and it was in a widescreen for the first time. Pretty much, Jack, over the years, there was these games were always influential, and it just seemed it was hopeless that Capcom would never really treat these games the proper care and attention they deserved, especially when it came to Darkstalkers. But nowadays, especially since when it comes to the fighting game division of Capcom, the leadership changed back in 2018, 2019, when Yoshinari Ono, who was the former lead producer of Street Fighter, once he departed and some new blood came in, it just so happens that, oh wow, Capcom is not actually paying attention to all the old stuff that they made that their longtime fans have enjoyed. And as well, that first Capcom fighting collection with all the Darkstalkers games, a lot of people are under the impression that game did okay, Jack. They thought they did okay, and it was an experiment. And usually, because they've been this song and dance before, of like, oh, we gotta make sure these games sell well, because if they sell well, that tells Capcom we want more. But of course, in this day and age, it's very difficult to bring in new people to play these old games. The old people are always gonna play this stuff through whatever means that they prefer. But newer people who didn't grow up with that stuff, that's hard. That's very hard. But somehow, that first collection was enough of a success that we had the announcement and the eventual release, which is coming out in September, at least the digital version, with the physical coming in November, of Marvel vs. Capcom collection. And the hype and the impact of that announcement, and I'm pretty sure the pre-order numbers are probably through the stratosphere and went beyond Capcom's expectations. This is me making assumptions, but I'm going through the assumption that Capcom wants to make money, and they saw how much money that they were making just from pre-orders for the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. And so here, we finally have another milestone achieved. Wait, did I send that video to you? Yes, I did. As we're about to see, the Capcom Fighting Collection 2. And so, Jack, let's go ahead and watch this trailer, and I'll stop the yapping and see what this collection has to offer. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, press and play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah, come on. Everybody come alive real quick. Battle of the strong, survival of the fit. Take your best shot, hope you don't miss.
You know, it's weird that I vaguely remember Power Stone.
So take a quick pause real quick because to show off all the games featured here. Now, Jack, I actually want to share with you this information. There is something that all these games have in common, besides just being Capcom games. The big thing that all these games have in common is that for a long time, Capcom fans, these were Capcom games that released on the Dreamcast. Now, I mentioned the Dreamcast because it's very important, because this ties back into the arcades. Most, if not all of these games were made under what's called the Naomi engine. And Jack, do you know what the Naomi engine is?
No.
So, and Ghetto, please correct me if I get this wrong. So, what the Naomi engine was Capcom's. Basically, it was their 3D game engine that they used in the late 90s. After they were moving away from their what's called their CPS and their CPS engine, which were the older, more 2D pixel games that they made for the arcades. Now, the unique thing about Naomi was that it actually shared similar, if not the same, hardware as a Sega Dreamcast. So, which is why for these games, they were essentially perfect ports when they came to the Dreamcast, like almost 1-to-1, because they were basically running on the same hardware. And so that's why for the longest time, with a few exceptions, many people would always seek out the Dreamcast versions of these games. And if you look up online trying to get Dreamcast versions of either Power Stone, Capcom vs. SNK, of any of the games listed here, they go for a pretty penny, because they're as close as you can get of the original arcade games without having the actual machine. So this is kind of the common thing that these games have, which makes a lot of sense, because with the Marvel vs. Capcom collection that's coming out, only one of those games uses the Naomi engine, and that is Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And for the longest time, the only reason these games didn't get ported a lot, aside from just not a lot of what Capcom thought was not a lot of enthusiasm, or they weren't going to make a lot of money, was that actually trying to port them was going to be a long task, because there is not just as simple as porting to a game to another hardware. These games were made for a specific system and hardware in mind, and so they essentially have to not remake them, but retool them to be used on different hardware. And somehow they finally found the ways and technology to finally do that, thanks to the Marvel vs. Capcom collection with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So because of this, I'm assuming the success of that collection that's going to come out, that's led to them to actually make this collection to be like, okay, now we can actually do all our early 3D fighting games, all the games that runs on the Naomi hardware, because they finally cracked the code on how to actually play these games on newer hardware without having to resort to just pure emulation. So I just want to share that with you, so you can understand how much not only of a milestone this is for Capcom to do this, but why it took so long for these games to even come out in any sort of capacity to begin with.
Gotcha.
All right, and I'm at 1 minute and 7 seconds. Let's finish up the trailer.
All right, I'm
And
ready.
3, 2, 1, play.
Down super combo. I ain't never scared, never quitting is the motto. Yeah, come on. Everybody come alive real quick. Battle of the strong, survival of the fit. Take your best shot.
Woo! We're all back.
Oh wait. Yeah, roll back.
Take it much farther. Fast with the hands, E Honda. Defend my legacy with strength and honor. Showdown, this is my
Beautiful, beautiful. Coming to PS4, Switch, and Steam. You know what's so? Oh man. I'm still baffled. It's not coming on PS5. This is weird. But I am excited for that, and I will definitely be getting that when it announces JAC to any of the games that they showcased. Now, I went on long enough talking about what's unique about it, but just from a curiosity point, is there any of these games that you would like to actually try out when its collection drops out, when its collection releases?
For me, it would be. Let me look at the list again. For sure, Power Stone, because I feel like I played it before somehow. Really, it's like I'm interested in the 3D arena fighters actually.
That's fair enough because Capcom didn't do a lot of those, and especially with Plasma Sword, I actually don't know that actually got a proper American release. I think that might have been a exclusive Japan only game for the longest time.
Yeah, because I'm just interested to see how these 3D arena fighters play.
Greg corrected me. So Plasma Sword did release in the States. It's just a more obscure Capcom game. Gotcha. As you guys know, at least once you're gonna have to have a Friday night stream at CVS 2, right?
That will be impossible. At least for me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it won't be. Yeah, not Friday night here on the stream unless one of our schedules drastically changes. But I will. But you know what? On my own time, on my own accord, I would love to stream CVS 2 on a Friday night, and I will bring the cookies. All right. So we have we got all the video game announcement out of the way. So, Jack, let's go ahead and talk about technically another video game announcement, or a video game movie announcement. Because what also dropped today, something that I've been excited for, and I'm sure everyone in the audience has. Probably gonna watch the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer, and funny enough, Jack, we've done this show for so long that we actually on stream have both talked about the first and the second Sonic movie on air.
Yeah.
So we're gonna come full circle with the third one. So we have to. When this movie comes out, we have preferably we be there right there, day one, watching it, and then the next day talk about it, or at least whenever the next day we can do the show.
I can't wait to talk about Shadow's traumas again.
Let's see. I'm showing you the video. Have you seen the?
I got it. I got the video.
Have you seen the joke regarding with the updated version of Sonic Generations of how we're relive Sonic's fun memories along with Shadow's trauma?
Yeah.
I really do want to try that when it comes up. I need to try Sonic Frontiers. Gosh, It's such a first world problem. I don't have enough money to play all these games. Such a first world problem.
Not enough money.
You know what, Jack? I need to be like the boomers and say that we need a war to set things straight. That's what we need.
Reset the inflation counter.
Exactly. We gotta go to war. So all of these little beta boys can finally become alpha. All right. Let me go and switch screens again. Here we go. Miss Sarah says we do not bite your tongue.
They might trap me.
All right. I got a trailer up here. Are you ready, Jack? Let's finally watch this.
I'm ready.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up.
I know it hasn't always been easy, but you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Or your heart.
It's fine.
There's been a high-level security breach.
There he is! There
We
he
need Team
is!
Sonic's immediate assistance. Project Shadow is far beyond anything we've ever encountered. Shadow's story began a lot like your Sonic. But where you found family and friends, Shadow found only pain and loss.
All right, we got a rogue alien on the loose.
Yay, drama!
I just want to pause for a second, and also just for copyright. As God, terms of visual effects and cinematography, this looks so much better than the last two movies. Like they really put on the budget for the visual effects. I don't know if you could tell, but Sonic actually looks better than the first two movies, and he looked better in the second movie compared to the first one. So I do like each movie. The cinematography and the visuals are looking much better. It was so worth it to dunk on that original trailer all those years ago.
Man, I still every now and then I'm like, what if this looked like the original idea that they wanted?
Oh man, Johnny says,
how weird would it look?
Johnny says he needs to see a shadow model after the original Ugly Sonic.
Exactly.
Galore says, yeah, they stepped up a bit. Paramount knows these movies are actually profitable. Damn straight. All the artists in the world are gonna give their money for this movie. It's true. Don't just say sorry to me. You know it's true.
It's true.
All right, I'm at 53 seconds.
Same here.
All right, playing in 3, 2, 1, play.
Start with a giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
Hey, it's the Sonic Heroes.
Yeah,
Much more
Sonic.
previously.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually,
Oh,
Sonic,
wait.
I would like to fight.
That just sounds so weird.
Oh, he's a chaos control.
My turn.
Damn. Damn. Absolutely crushed.
He's too powerful.
He's riding on water.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need you-know-who.
This is a bad idea.
When has that ever stopped me?
Oh, there it is. He's just slowly turning more and more
This is sad,
into
Robotnik.
Eggman.
Even for you.
We need your help.
On one condition. Do this! If I can't rule the world, I might as well save it! I need room. But, sir, I don't have the proper materials. Handsome.
When we're done, there won't be anything left.
Hey, no cheat code.
What did you do? What I had to. Welcome home, my boy. It's impossible. Is it? It couldn't be. Couldn't it? Are you? In the saggy flesh.
Yeah, you're right.
Wake up, Sonic. We got a city to burn.
What a time to be alive. This is literally my kid dreams coming to life.
We got Shadow Reeves.
That's all the thing's missing, Johnny. He needs his cockable rifle. Oh, and you know what? We need to see this movie. As Gail's pointing out, the same day this movie drops, that Mufasa, the Lion King prequel movie is coming out. We need to show Disney what the people really want. They don't want more.
Damn right.
They don't want more cash grab of 90s Disney movies. We want the cash grab of 90s Sega Genesis characters.
This might be that day. Will probably be the day where I break up with my girlfriend.
Oh no! Oh, that's right. She likes the Disney. Oh, you have to make a big decision, or not. Just watch it another day. Oh, that would be funny. It's like, make your decision, Jack. The girl in your heart, or Sonic the Hedgehog. I know what the chat will make. Sarah says, just make it a double feature. Don't use a logic here, woman. We can only make absolute decisions.
But mine goes first.
No. Save it for last, because at least you don't end it on a mediocre movie.
Oh, you know what? That's true.
Yes, and also, ladies first, right?
Try saying that to Sonic. When was there a time when he actually went ladies first? Nah, he just went in there guns blazing.
Oh no, Sonic. He is blind to gender. He treats everyone equally because he's gonna outrun both men and women and everyone in between. Johnny says, "Maidenless gang rise up." That's me. Yeah, it's not enough that Sonic 3 succeeds. Disney has to fail. Yeah, they can fail on that. They made a lot of money with the Deadpool movie. They can lose it with the Mufasa movie. Why not? Well, yeah, no, I think I know much to say. I'm sold. This is, you know what, Jack? This is probably a very much for Sonic fans type of movie. And I'm glad that it is, because that means we can at least filter out all the people who be too weak, too confused to understand the complexities of an anthropomorphic hedgehog.
It's hilarious that. Okay, so you know how YouTube gives you some thumbnails of videos of things you would watch after you finish the video you're on.
Right.
Why do I have Cocomelon and a bunch of other kid videos there?
Because YouTube knows who's watching the Sonic trailer.
Yeah, and then they'll figure out as soon as they go onto the freaking big screen, they'll see, why did that child die? Mommy, why did that little girl die?
Violently. The only thing I will say, and it's an extreme nitpick. The only thing I would change about this is not about the trailer. It's just I really would have hoped that Hayden Christensen, or aka Anakin Skywalker, I wish he was the voice of Shadow. But Keanu's fine. I'm sure he will do a fine job, and he can summon that dark aura, whatever, that he can bring in that performance for Shadow. I I just wanted to see a whole bunch of Shadow and Anakin memes.
I mean, there's already a bunch of Shadow and Keanu memes with that one character that was basically a placement of Keanu Reeves in the Cyberpunk.
With the Johnny Silverhand.
Yeah,
Oh,
like they have a bunch of memes for that one. It's just like, wait, instead of having Johnny in there, it was just Shadow with his hand out going, "Wake up, samurai! Got a city to burn."
wake up, Hedgehog! We got a damn city to burn. Yo, it says Aquaman 2 didn't kill the baby. I need Sonic 3 to deliver him. Oh, that's right. Aquaman 2 had one job and didn't do it. But you know what? That's where Sonic comes in and being like, it's like, oh, you PG-13 superhero movie couldn't do infanticide? Well, we're about to do an R movie meant for a PG audience. In all seriousness, I doubt it's gonna go down like in the games. I don't think we're gonna see Maria shot down by gun soldiers. But she will probably die in a way that's appropriate for a PG movie. My money is she dies in an explosion or something. That way we can't see she's dead, or they cut away and we get a lot of implication that she's dead. That's probably realistically what's gonna happen. So just cool your jets. No little girl's gonna get shot in a kids movie. Johnny, he says she'll lose the will to live.
Damn.
Just you know what? That's why Hayden Christensen needed to be Shadow. Oh man, but oh well. I'm excited. Everyone's excited, and I do appreciate of them bringing Gerald Robotnik, in the original Sonic lore, the original creator of Shadow. I do wonder. They'll probably ignore it, but I'll be surprised if they bring in any of the black alien stuff from the Shadow the Hedgehog game. I doubt it.
Oh yeah.
I doubt it, but imagine if they did. Imagine if this movie ends and you see the black aliens start to invade Earth, and one of them goes welcome home, Shadow, or Shadow, it's time, or something.
We got a city to burn.
And I also do appreciate that there's going more into story. So with Sonic 2 and especially Sonic 1, they're all centered around theme of friendship, love, and trust, and how and those are good positive messages for children. And the Sonic movies, they play up to those themes very, very well. And I actually I do like the father-son dynamic that Sonic has with Tom, so Cyclops. So I do like that with this third movie, they're a little they're going a little edgy, whereas can you save and try to be friends with a person who absolutely does not want to who absolutely does not want any of that from you. It's these are kids movies, so it's gonna have that kind of, you gotta look from a kid's lens of oh no, someone that's a person that Sonic can't talk no jutsu with. Is the one person that with his experience, he's like, oh, Knuckles is a good friend. I'm sure this guy won't be any different. And it's like, oh no, Sonic actually gotta kill him. Or at least beat him up. And also, Jack, do you predict we're gonna in this movie that we'll see a Super Shadow?
Most likely, if they're alluding to the team up of both Eggmans.
With actually with Gerald, they could be a thing. I'm predicting, and this is probably most likely what's gonna be. It's gonna go very similar to Sonic Adventure 2, where if you remember the ending of that game, you don't end up like fighting Shadow or Sonic. That's not the final confrontation. You meet I guess the prototype of the ultimate life form, that weird space thing, whatever you call that.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that I'm guessing that the film is going to do basically a recreation of the final fight of Sonic Adventure 2, and we get our Super Sonic and Super Shadow moment. But more importantly, Jack, this movie has a few requirements. It's already met a few of them, but the last one is not a cover, not an orchestration. Straight up, play, live, and learn. Play, live, and learn. If this movie does not have live and learn in its original butt rock sound, then I'm not gonna lie, that would be a huge disappointment. A huge one. I'm a simple man, Jack. I just at least want one Crush 40 song. Just one Crush 40 song. Especially since now we're in that era of Sonic, which Crush 40 was the sound of Sonic.
Yeah.
Yep. And on X, Johnny Gioli, who is the lead singer of Crush 40. He's been also doing his share of promoting the film as well. And I think there is like an orchestral version of Live and Learn, like a film score version of that song, which is fine. But no, give me, which is you so far I think is used just for marketing, but don't do that for the movie. Give me that song. I want the little kid in me, the little hack when he was 10 years old, and in his mind he's like, man, I wish I could see like a Sonic movie or a Sonic TV show. I got the Sonic TV show at Sonic X. That's been fulfilled. And the fact we're on the third movie, that's already a miracle in and of itself. So, one humble request. That's all I want. If I got that, then literally, the Sonic the Hedgehog movies would be right up there with the Godfather trilogy. Right
what
up
happens
there.
if we go for
Right up there.
Do you think they would ever go further than that? Than Adventure?
Oh, I don't know, because the logical thing would be because after Sonic Adventure 2, you get Sonic Heroes, but they can't really do that because they have not established any of the other supporting cast of Sonic, and that would be very unwise to do in the movie. It's not too late to do Metal Sonic. They can still introduce him as the next villain, but we'll probably get like the original Metal Sonic, not that the big ultimate form he had in Sonic Heroes. But if you're not gonna do Metal Sonic, then honestly, start a story. If you don't want to keep doing stuff with Shadow. Honestly, the next thing, like as far as epic story, if there was a Sonic 4, they might actually have to do Sonic 06.
Oh no.
Yep. An adaptation of Sonic 06, because you can still do stuff from the Genesis era. I think the only thing the first two movies didn't do is the stuff with the Death Egg and Angel Island. So they could still do that, but that stuff doesn't have as much as the gravitas and the and the bigger stakes than the stuff with Shadow. Oh, I'm stupid. Jack, I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm overlooking like one major game. Freaking Chaos.
Oh yeah, of course.
Frick, the original Sonic event. Okay, so yeah, so we don't have to do Sonic 06, So they have a few options. They can do Metal Sonic. They can do They can do Chaos. Or if they want to, they can. If it's a really huge success, Shadow gets his own movie just as he got his own game. The Shadow the Hedgehog. No. It won't be a movie. If Knuckles can get a mediocre TV show, I'm sure Shadow can.
What about Tails? Tails didn't even get a TV show.
No. 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 Tails works with Sonic. He doesn't work well without Sonic. All right. He's that type of character. He works if Sonic is there. If you don't have any Sonic, he's just cute. You know. That's all there is to it.
No. You know what will make big money?
What?
A Big the Cat movie. Just him trying to look for his frog.
Froggy. Where are you?
Just
Froggy?
like recreating every single fishing level.
It will be a very emotional journey as he tries to find. No, if they do a adaptation of the first Sonic Adventure, that could be a running joke that the entire movie, as like every scene we just see either in the background or Big just pops up in random places and just asks, "Have you seen Froggy?" That actually would be funny. Gail says, I feel like the easiest thing would probably be Sonic Rush. It's not a complicated story, and they established alternate worlds in these movies already. You know what? You're not wrong. Although since we still don't have a female Sonic character, we haven't got Amy Rose. I don't know if the public's ready for a Blaze the Cat. Heck, they're not ready for Rouge the Bat.
Ooh.
And Blaze ain't no Rouge, but Blaze has her audience, to put it nicely. So
you can hear them foaming at the mouth already.
These are the top 10 female Sonic characters.
Oh no.
Number 10.
You know what's this?
Number 10 is Cream the Rabbit.
It's amazing that I know that video just because of the one video where they were making fun of it, where it's like it's Sonic, and then all of a sudden he just sees Silver crying because he misremembered an 8 for a 1. And what was her name? Blaze? Yeah, Blaze the Cat was like, "Oh no, I must finish my adventure of being up the mountain and being there for hours." I forgot how it goes, but he's like, "Oh, you want to look that up?" He looks at the camera. He's like, "Oh, you don't want to know about that? Look quickly, just watch top 10 sexiest Sonic characters."
No, don't.
Watch it.
No.
If I suffered through it because of my own curiosity, you do too.
Don't do Jack mistake. No.
Do it. It's hilarious.
But with all of that, I actually had a few more things planned. But actually, Jack, not to surprise you here, but I'm actually gonna have to cut this episode shorter than usual. Something has come to my attention. So I need to attend to that. But we covered all the stuff we wanted to cover for today. So again, this is spur of the moment. I apologize for any things quicker than usual. So all right. So Jack, if you can share any announcements you have for until the next episode.
All right, I already mentioned it to the people on Twitch, but again, tomorrow I'll try to start up a stream early than usual, just so I can finish up Endwalker, because the fact that they gave me a quest that requires me to interact with people, I have to wait 20-something minutes, 30-something minutes probably now, to finish up the quest, and then I have a collab at 6 p.m. with Marty. Other than that, it'll be regular as usual.
Thank you, Jack. And I do have some important updates to give. Number one, the All the recording for the Saint Seiya video is finally completed. So that's a so the Saint Seiya project is now on its final stages as I start to go on the editing phase of the video. So yeah, it's happening. It's happening very soon. Lastly, I'm also currently still in the middle of editing the Comic Roundup project. So I'll be working diligently to get that out as well. And when that comes out, I hope you guys watch it and support it, because I really love to promote more type of comic content on this channel. And that's really all I have to announce for tonight. So thank you everyone, and this is Hack and Jack, sign out.
Thank you.